The backyard barbecue. Preparing for the barbecue. It was a warm, sunny Saturday afternoon, and the Smith family was excited. They were hosting a backyard barbecue and had invited their neighbors, the Johnson family and the Gomez family, to join them. "Do we have everything ready?" Emily asked, looking at the table in the backyard. "Yes, I think so," John replied, checking the grill. "The hamburgers and hot dogs are ready to cook. And we have plenty of salad and drinks." Lily and Jack were running around the yard, setting up chairs and bringing out games for the kids to play. "I can't wait to play soccer with Michael and Diego," Jack said, smiling. "I'm excited to try the desserts," Lily added, holding a tray of cookies that she had helped Emily bake earlier. The neighbors arrive. Soon, the doorbell rang, and the Johnson family arrived with a big bowl of fruit salad. "Hi, everyone. We brought some fruit salad to share," Mrs. Johnson said, handing the bowl to Emily. "Thank you. That looks delicious," Emily said with a smile. A few minutes later, the Gomez family arrived with homemade salsa and chips. "Hello, Smith family. We brought some salsa for the barbecue," Anna Gomez said. "Great. Let's put it on the table," John said, adding the salsa and chips to the growing buffet of food. The grill is ready. Once everyone was settled, John fired up the grill. The smell of sizzling hamburgers and hot dogs filled the air, making everyone hungry. "Who's ready for some burgers?" John called out, flipping the hamburgers on the grill. "Me," Michael Johnson said, running over to grab a plate. As the food was served, everyone gathered around the picnic tables. There was a variety of food: hamburgers, hot dogs, salads, chips, and fruit. Everyone filled their plates and enjoyed the meal. "This is delicious," Carlos Gomez said, taking a bite of his burger. "You're a great cook, John." "Thanks. It's all about getting the grill just right," John replied, smiling. Fun and games. After lunch, the kids were ready to play. Jack brought out a soccer ball, and soon the backyard was filled with laughter as the children played soccer together. "Go, Jack," Lily shouted as Jack kicked the ball toward the goal. Meanwhile, the adults sat in the shade, enjoying their conversations and watching the children play. Anna and Emily talked about their favorite recipes, while John and Carlos discussed their recent work projects. "This is such a nice way to spend the weekend," Mrs. Johnson said, sipping her drink. "I agree," Emily said. "It's great to relax with friends and family." A sweet treat. As the afternoon went on, it was time for dessert. Lily had helped Emily make a batch of cookies earlier that morning, and now it was time to share them. "Who wants some cookies?" Lily asked, holding up the tray. "Me," the kids shouted, running over to grab a cookie. The cookies were a hit, and everyone enjoyed the sweet treat as they sat and talked around the table. "These are amazing, Lily," Diego said, taking another bite of his cookie. "Thanks. I love baking," Lily replied with a big smile. Saying goodbye. As the sun began to set, the party slowly came to an end. The neighbors started gathering their things, and the children, tired from playing all afternoon, sat down to rest. "Thank you so much for inviting us," Mrs. Johnson said, hugging Emily. "We had a wonderful time." "Yes, thank you. The food was delicious, and the kids had so much fun," Anna added. We're so glad you could all come, John said. We'll have to do this again soon. The Smith family waved goodbye to their neighbors as they walked back home. The backyard was quiet now, but the memories of the day filled the air with happiness. This was the best barbecue ever, Jack said, yawning. It really was, Lily agreed. We should do this every summer. Fixing the leaky faucet. The problem begins. One evening, the Smith family was having dinner, when they heard a strange sound coming from the kitchen. Drip, drip, drip. The noise was soft but constant. What's that sound? Lily asked, looking toward the kitchen sink. It sounds like the faucet is leaking, John replied, standing up to check. He walked over to the sink and saw water dripping slowly from the faucet. Yep, we've got a leaky faucet, John said with a sigh. We'll have to fix it. Can you fix it, Dad? Jack asked, curious. I'll give it a try, John said, rolling up his sleeves. But first, we need to finish dinner. Getting ready to fix the faucet. After dinner, John and Jack decided to fix the faucet. John got his toolbox from the garage and placed it on the kitchen floor. Okay, Jack, we're going to need some tools to fix this, John said, opening the toolbox. First, we need to turn off the water. Why do we have to turn off the water? Jack asked. Because if we don't, water will keep coming out. While we're trying to fix it, John explained. John turned off the water valve under the sink, and the dripping stopped. Now, let's see what's wrong with the faucet, John said, examining the sink. Taking the faucet apart. John used a wrench to loosen the parts of the faucet. Jack watched closely, fascinated by the process. Here's the problem, John said, holding up a small, worn-out washer. This part needs to be replaced. What's that? Jack asked, pointing to the washer. It's called a washer. It helps stop the water from leaking, but when it gets old, it doesn't work as well, John explained. John found a new washer in his toolbox and carefully replaced the old one. Now, let's put everything back together, John said, as he started to reassemble the faucet. A small setback. Just as John was tightening the last part of the faucet, he accidentally dropped one of the small screws. Oops, he said, as the screw rolled under the sink. I'll get it, Jack said, crawling under the sink to retrieve the screw. Thanks, Jack, you're a great helper, John said with a smile. Once they had the screw back, John finished tightening the faucet. Okay, let's turn the water back on and see if it's fixed, John said. Success. John turned the water valve back on, and they watched the faucet carefully. The water ran smoothly, and there was no more dripping. We did it, Jack said, grinning. Yep, no more leaky faucet, John said proudly. Emily and Lily came into the kitchen to see how it went. Is the faucet fixed? Emily asked. All fixed, John replied. It just needed a new washer. Good job, Dad, and great job, Jack, for helping, Lily said. It feels good to fix something ourselves, John said, putting the tools back in the toolbox. A lesson learned. Later that evening, as the family sat down to relax, Jack looked up at his dad. That was fun, Dad. Can I help you fix more things around the house? Jack asked. Of course, John replied. There's always something to fix or improve. We can learn a lot by doing things ourselves. I want to learn, too. Lily added. Well, the next time something breaks, you can both help me fix it, John said, smiling at his children. The family enjoyed the rest of the evening, knowing that their leaky faucet was no longer a problem.